Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today in this webinar, How to Manage Teams Remotely with the Help of Timbeter. So today we have with us Rachel Di Giuseppe. She's our Customer Support Manager. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, hello, good afternoon.
Yeah. As probably some of you, we are working remotely, and so we wanted to share today some of the features that Timbeter has that can help you during this time. During the webinar, you can leave us your questions in the tab in the window there. You have a tab called questions. At any point, you can send us a message. This message will be sent to us, and we can later answer your questions at the end of the webinar. When the session is over, you will receive an email with links to some of the guides that we have done regarding the cloud solution that we have, and also about some of the features that we will talk today. If you have any questions, please go ahead and leave us your questions in the tab. Otherwise, you can always reach us at info@timbeter.com or through LinkedIn or Facebook or other channels where we are as well. Without any more delay, we will start the webinar today. Rachel will talk to us about some of the features that we have in our cloud service or cloud solution.
Yes, yep. Thank you. And if you have any questions, please, there is the question tab. And you also can always send to us on info@timbeter.com.
Yes. Okay, let's start the webinar, Rachel.
Hello, I'm Rachel, and today we are going to learn how to manage teams remotely with the help of Timbeter. Timbeter offers the different features to make easier for companies to actually manage their teams remotely. So it's a very good opportunity to process the data and to have all of it shared instantly. The first part is the storage model, which has the basically it's a cloud-based database where all the measurements that you make with our mobile app are going to be synchronized. So you can enter app.timbeter.com with your credentials, and you will find, after synchronizing your mobile app, all the data and all the measurements made with our solution. And as I said, the second part is our mobile application, which is available for Android and iOS. There you can make the measurements, you can use different functionalities, for instance, diameter, pile, density, truck measurement, and much more. So it's a very complete tool for measuring wood logs that can also be digitally shared with your team or shared with your partners. As I said, all the measurements are made with the mobile application. It's very interesting. Many people ask us that if it works offline. Yes, it works offline. So when you go to the log yard or when you go to the forest and you don't have internet connection, you can still use Timbeter. All the information is when you have internet, when, for instance, you're back to the office or you're back home, you can also synchronize with the storage model. It's important to understand that all this information can also be shared via app So basically, when you have the measurement ready, you have the option to share the link. And it's very important for bigger companies to use the integration with our API, so we can connect to other softwares or internal databases. And also we have the QR codes that provide extra information on each and every log. This information, they come together. So basically, it doesn't matter if you have only one device or if you have multiple devices, but all this information, they get together into a single dashboard. So this is the most important part that enables the remote teamwork. Let's imagine that, for instance, we are in a current situation where people cannot be in the log yard at the same time due to some security and some safety measures. So one person can go to the log yard, make the measurements with Timbeter, and in another location, someone else can go also to another log yard or to the forest, and all this information coming from both devices will go to a single account. It makes it easier for reports, for inventories, for the storages, and also to the management of timber. Basically, you can change species, assortments, calls, whatever needed to make this work easier and more digital. And besides that, you have all the account management also available in the storage model. Regarding the devices, basically you can, as you can see in the picture, you can connect multiple devices into a single account. So it means that it's giving you a better control of all the activities each measurer is doing in the field. If you see, for instance, that there are some logs coming incoming from some location, or there are some logs that need to be measured somewhere else, having multiple devices allows you to understand exactly what is happening in different parts of the supply chain. This information is synchronized, and it's also possible to understand the storages and inventories according to each device. These are the measurements in the web storage model. Basically, as we explained, they have the geolocation. You can have different filters to understand everything that is happening in the log yard or in the forest. And you have all the access online. You can have all the access via browser. For the general functionalities of the storage model, you have the control panel of all the measurements, which means that you can have a real-time overview, and all the devices. It doesn't matter if you have 1, 2, 10, 20, 100 devices, they can be connected all to the same account. You can filter this information very easily. You can filter by day, according to the tree species, according to the address, the shipment numbers. So it makes the work way more organized, even when you're at home, for instance, in a home office regime, or if you are in another location. It's a very interesting case that we have companies that have many locations, and the central, for instance, the central office is somewhere far from the log yard, and the person responsible for the management of this log yard can be far away, but he still have access to all of these things. Besides that, you have the map vision, so all the measurements are have geolocation, meaning that you know exactly where these measurements were made. Besides that, the reports are made in the Excel or PDF file. So for instance, if you need to print it out, it's also possible to print out and to send these documents to maybe a partner, to a collaborator. It makes the work way easier. There's also the option to add the measurements manually. And also, as I said before, all the data can be shared via a URL link. There is one thing that is also interesting, and many people ask us if it's possible, for instance, if you see that someone in a log yard or in the forest made a mistake, if you can edit the measurements in the storage model. Yes, there is an option for the admins to actually make edits in the, since you're seeing every single measurement on the storage model in the browser, you can also change, for instance, the reference size. You can add, delete, or like remeasure the logs. Basically, when you're seeing that something is a little bit wrong or it could be improved, and you can also adjust the density area. So this is very interesting for clients that And for users in general that have this remote work and they see that they cannot go back to the log yard to make these changes. So you can do them from home or from your office. This also means that all the company information is also very easily added. We know that we are working with companies all over the world, and every company has very specific information that should be added. In the storage model, you can also add that. It can you can add different storages, species, wood qualities, assortments, calls. You have the option to add custom fields. The custom fields are very interesting to be integrated with the API and to the internal databases. All the information are also synchronized to these devices, meaning that if you add some information to the storage model, after you synchronize your device, the information will be also available in the device. So it means that it's a very easy management tool for either device, for users and the devices. You can understand better who is taking care of what and who is measuring what. There is also an option to make a log-by-log report, basically for companies who need to have different reports every day. You can add the certain number of piles of measurements into a single report. This is very good also for control and for either for the quality control, either for the control of the inventories and for the control that you have every day to be sorted, to be sent out, or to make part of this chain. It's very easy also to add new users to see all the activity. Basically, not only one person can see what's happening in the log yard, but multiple people can see. So we have a possibility to add different roles. For instance, we have administrators, regular users, and measurers, each of them with different types of rights in the storage model. So for instance, the regular user can see certain storages or can do certain things that for instance, admin can do all. A measurer can, like, for instance, edit the measurements, and the regular user cannot. So it's more useful for the quality control. It's also easy to add the new users and give them all the new roles. So you can do it via email. You can simply send from the storage model an email inviting a new person to take care of a certain storage or to take care of the editing of the measurements. And this means there is a better control of all the activities that are happening in the field. As we said before, the API integration is one must for companies that are using the internal databases. So basically we have we can integrate with different accounting and ERP planning systems. These are some examples of the ones we have. We have this one Accept and SAP, which is the one that's the most used from our clients. And it's very easily integrated. So basically all the information coming from Timbeter will go to your internal database, and you can deal with this information your own way. The advantages of using the digital measurements with Timbeter are basically fast and very easy to implement. It's very user-friendly, and you simply can download the app via Android or iOS and start measuring, go to the field, start measuring. At the same time, someone else from your team or some manager can access these measurements through the app.timbeter.com. And you have this basically workflow happening in real time. It also shows all the information in the same place. So the information is all centralized. There is no way to lose information or to have information that shouldn't be there by mistake. Besides that, Timbeter is really easy, transparent, and efficient. As I said before, it's very user-friendly. So basically, you need a couple of steps to start using, a few clicks on your phone or tablet. The information is easily shared with URLs or with PDF or Excel. And the data is all available for instance reports and also for the API. I would like also to show you this very interesting view of our storage model. So as you can see here, we have our Timbeter storage model. This is from our admin side. And here you have the reports. You have the inventories and you have the storages. So let's take the one report, for instance, one log by log report. You can add the data and the logs, and the logs will appear ready for report. You can also add the values, you can add the sum, and you can add the total volume, and the measurement will appear like this. You can see that this is an example. So basically, for instance, if you want to edit, you can also edit some logs. You can add a circle. You can move the circle somewhere. You can make a different size. And it's really easy. You can add the assortments, the calls, if you have a QR code, and save. You can also check different, you can also manage your operations. So basically you can manage the timber you are measuring, the wood types, the wood qualities, the assortments, the coals, and the diameter profiles. So it makes it easier to have all the information gathered together and easily shared. You can also check the users and devices. We also have the custom fields, and you have the account organizations. In the dashboard, it will appear like this. So you can see all the measurements and everything that was made in every location or whatever information you need. If you have any questions, you can always write to info@timbeter.com. We are going to be very happy to help you and to guide you through the web storage model and also to the mobile application. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rachel. Well, something that we want to stress is that when you go to the Google Play Store, you will find three different applications of Timbeter, and they all share the same storage model that Rachel was, that the demo that she was giving us. The three applications use the same storage model. Once you connect the different devices, then also then they will be able to use and this solution in the cloud. So, well, you will have this you will have this information with you, this recording of the webinar of the session. Please also take a look at some of the other webinars that we have done previously. One regarding our Timbeter container, which is our solution for timber exporters. But also another webinar on how to get started with Timbeter, and also some of the other features that our software has for the timber industry and the forestry industry. I would like to thank you again for your interest in Timbeter, and we hope to see you again in future webinars. And please contact us if you have any questions or if you would like to start pilot project with Timbeter. Thank you, and have a nice rest of the day. And please write to us to info@timbeter.com if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, and see you next time.